Hi friends, welcome to CricSurf.com, and today we are going to analyze a very beautiful match that has happened between Australia and England. It was the third ODI, the last of the series, and the series was at stake because both the teams have won one matches and have faced loss in the other. So the series was at level at 1-1, and it was the final match, and who wins this match will be the series winner. So that was a very important match for both the teams, and Australia and England, both teams were ready to give their all in this match and put every effort of them to come out on the winning side. So we will take you through what happened yesterday and how it has. So if we talk about who started batting first, so England started batting and they didn't have a very good start because the Roy and Root was dismissed on the successive balls by Stark in the starting of the innings on the first ball of the England innings and the second ball, both consecutive dismissals of Roy and Root. Root has been in the very patchy form as of lately, and he took some time in the second ODI, made 39 runs of the 73 balls, but he has been facing a dearth of runs as of now. Roy also have faced one run out in this series, and he also had not a very good series. But Bairstow, who was started like 2019, he was playing very well, but in the 2020 he was sidelined for some of the matches. But he scored a century yesterday, 112 runs, and he was looking. The commentators, if you observe, they were saying that they are this is the like best Bairstow is been they saw playing in this like for 6 or 8 months. So that was the quality of his innings that he has played yesterday. He was looking playing effortless shots, whether it was pull to the Stark or inside out shots. He was just looking very a no effort batsman who was just clearing the boundaries with ease. So Morgan also got some starts in this series, but he has not capitalized on those starts. He was once again dismissed by Zampa. So Josh Butler and Morgan both were dismissed by Zampa in the second ODI, and this time again both fall to the victim of Zampa. So Zampa dismissed both Morgan and Butler cheaply, and when these two great hitting batsmen in the dugout, then it's a real problem for England, like how to build innings from there. So to their fortune, Billings has been in a good form. He has scored his maiden 100 in this ODI series, and he chipped in with few runs yesterday also, as he scored another half century and helped England rebuild their innings. As a Bairstow scored a century, so that partnership really helped England. Chris Wokes is a wonderful player to have in the team. He provides you with a good set of 10 overs. He is a very good fast bowling option, and in the batting, he has been rising on the ranks as of lately. He has played a superb, splendid innings with Butler against Pakistan in the Test series, and once again he scored a half century, and he scored a very fast half century, scoring 53 runs of just 39 balls. No sixes in that, but the strike rate was 135, and that is what is needed when you bat lower down the order. So that in the final, if we look, the England was able to cross that 300 run mark. They scored 302 runs for the loss of 7 wickets, and it was the second ODI was a very low scoring 230 runs around, but this was looking like a modern day game which requires some modern day approaches of playing fearlessly. But Australia didn't have a very good start. Aaron Finch hit two boundaries, but he was dismissed cheaply, trapped in the front of the stumps, which has been his weak point, getting out to the in-swing deliveries. LBW, he was dismissed by Chris Wokes. David Warner also has a very forgettable series this week, and to the surprise, Joy Root was called up for the bowling. He is a tall guy, and he has some momentum coming into the crease that at times gives him some sharp turn, which happened yesterday. And David Warner was clean bowled by him. That was a very superb ball, and he then went on to dismiss Mitchell Marsh also, who has been playing stabilizing the innings for Australia in the recent matches. So at the one time Australia was 87 for 5, and with Carey and Maxwell on the crease, it was looking like a very hard save for the Australia to chase on this big target. But some luck was on the favor of the Australia last night, as Alex Carey played a shot to the third man to the Jofra Archers, and that was a no ball. I think commentators were saying that is the first no ball of the Jofra Archers ODI career, so that could have not come at a better time for the Kangaroos. So Alex Carey and Glenn Maxwell. Glenn Maxwell also had a good series, and he has changed his stance a little more wide open, a little more sideways. That gives him a little more flexibility, not vulnerable to the LBW decisions. So he was looking like the way he plays in whatever is the situation of the games, he was playing positively. And he also got one rescue when he was dropped of the bowling of Adil Rashid by Josh Butler. So he was playing on some 45 runs at that time, something around that. And already there are two wickets just not picked up by England. One was because of the no ball that Jofra Archer bowled, and one was the drop catch by Josh Butler, and that was just the necessary. That was just the momentum, the partnership that Australia needed to get back into the game. And from there on, Alex Carey and Glenn Maxwell both scored their 100. It's the second 100 though. Glenn Maxwell, he played some lusty strokes, giving all those fast hands coming and hitting over the mid wicket boundaries. And Alex Carey, he has a good 2019 World Cup, and after the 2019 World Cup everybody was thinking that he must be like the next big thing for Australia, but he has suffered a loss of form after the 2019 World Cup. But this 100 could not have come at a better time, as it will give him a lot of confidence. So after that it was like 24 runs of 18 balls, and Morgan knows that if he keep on bowling the fast bowler, it's like a nothing game for England, so he has to take the risk. And he went on with Adil Rashid, who was at like 49 runs in his quota of 5 overs at that point of time. But he has to take the risk, and the risk came with a reward, as often it does, and he dismissed the Glenn Maxwell, caught to the short third man. And then thereafter that there was some tight bowling, and in the end the match equation reads like Australia needing 10 runs from the 6 balls. So at that point Ian Morgan has to decide whether he wants to go with Jofra Archer. Mark Wood also had over remaining, and Tom Curran also had a lot of overs remaining. But since I don't know, 10 runs in the modern cricket, the players are thinking like it's like very gettable. If you can score a 1-4 or 1-6, it's like you chase it very easily. So Morgan decided to play the bluff once again and take the risk once again, and he once again went on with Adil Rashid. But I was looking like if he bowled the first ball to the Mitchell Starc, and it was just on the half volley, and Mitchell Starc is a batsman who can bat. He just swing the bat, and it was like 6 runs of the first ball. So that was a very like Australia knew after hitting that 6 on the first ball of the rush in the final over that the game is in their side, and only they have to lose it from here. So I was like thinking maybe Adil Rashid could have come from round the stumps and maybe try to cramp left handed Stark bowling the usual leg spin and maybe try to cramp him. He could have taken a mid wicket and he could have bowled a little fast, so like a fast leg spin from round the stumps, cramping Stark in could have been more better than just giving him a ball on his toes to hit for 6 runs. After that, Mr. Stark hit another boundary to just win the series for Australia. So it was a seesaw battle, but eventually it came down to Adil Rashid, who in the 48th over he didn't disappoint the captain Morgan by taking the wicket of Glenn Maxwell. But in the final over, he couldn't perform as per the England expectations of the England fans watching from their televisions or whatever. So that was a very we can't say it was an anti-climax. We can say anti-climax if we look at the situation from 87 for 5. But when Carey and Maxwell were batting, it was looking like Australia will have to lose it from here because it was their game. So finally, England lost the match. Australia won by 3 wickets and clinched the series with this win. And they will have some like positive things coming from this tour, this ODI series. And that was all for what happened in the last night. And if you have not watched the match full, the highlights are available. England Cricket Board has been very generous that they put highlights as soon as the match finishes. Some interesting comments, we will wrap them it up very quick by quick from the YouTube. So Ian Morgan introduced Adil Rashid in the final over Mitchell Stark. So you had chosen loss. That somebody has commented. So one interesting fact is the match was played on the Old Trafford and nobody has ever chased 250 plus on this surface, and Australia has done it the very first time. One Gaurav Verma has commented the way Australians are dealing with archers, bouncers is wonderful. Maxwell justifies his name. He hits maximums quite well. So quite a lot of maximum yesterday, 7 of them. And my cooking table commented that this is Australia's one of the best game. Even Smith was not there, so Stephen Smith is not playing because of that concussion. The ball hit on his head on that T20 game. So they have proved themselves. Very interesting comments from Ga, which is saying Maxwell is like Sehwag on steroids. I don't know what to say on this. And second ODI, England snatched the victory from Australia's jaws. Third ODI, Australia snatched the series from England jaws. So it's like the karma hitting the England. Other than that, not only Vokes, Mitchell Stark is also changing as an all-rounder day by day. No doubt in that. Mitchell Stark is a very clean hitter and he can play. Pat Cummins and Stark both are the genuine fast bowlers and both are like genuine all-rounders also, as both can bat. Cummins I think is a better batsman than what he thinks of himself. The confidence is not there. I think he himself think of himself as like he is a bowler, but he is a better batsman than that. So if we can change the thinking, as one like Sunil Gavaskar said, that Kapil Dev could have scored more runs if he would have thought highly of him as a batsman. So Kapil Dev was like thinking that he is a bowler. If he can get some runs with the bat, it's okay, but he is not a bowler. He is not a batsman. His primary skill is bowling. So that the mindset affects very much in the game, and I think Cummins is a very better batsman than what he think of himself. So the turning point is the no ball of the archer. Yes, it was. And the players of today's generation have no fear whether you are bowling at 150 or you are a spinner. They will treat you same. Look at how Billing scooped Stark for 6 and Rashid's shot made me speechless. I was wondering that how AB de Villiers would have gone outside off and dragged the ball to a smaller boundary. and from nowhere Rashid came with that shot. That was shot of the series for me. So I think I've not watched that shot. So Adil Rashid have hit a quick fire 35 runs in the second match, and he also is like turning into an all-rounder. Difference between the two teams, the no ball, yes, it was. So we will quickly wrap up now. It's been like we were like a little longer than we used to discuss. So yeah, that is the cricket what has happened yesterday, and the IPL is coming starting from 19 September between the two finalists which played in the IPL 2019, Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings. That is a match waiting for you for a very long time. We will make a short video on that, on how the teams will approach the match, and that's all for today. And that's it. Stay healthy, stay safe, and keep watching cricket, and keep subscribing, and keep commenting if you want to say anything on the comment link, and keep subscribing, like, share the video if you found it is like you like the video. So yeah, once again,